The F80 BMW M3 is a fantastic family car, actually any F30 for that matter. And today I'm going to show you that it's completely possible to have two young children and still enjoy the ultimate driving machine. If you follow my channel, you know that a couple of months ago I was kind of in a predicament. I was expecting a second child and I figured that the car was going to become too small for me. But then I remember that I grew up in a small town in Poland with two of my other sisters, and my parents drove a tiny Fiat 126p. Those of you who know what I'm talking about realize how tiny this car was. So this made me realize that I was actually maybe overcomplicating the issue, and selling this car and getting something more sort of sensible would be a terrible mistake. Before we even mount the seats, let me show you how much space I have in the back. So the front seat is adjusted to fit my wife comfortably, and I actually have plenty of leg room. I've got to say maybe 6 or 8 inches. Plenty of headroom, so these cars in the back are extremely comfortable. Behind the driver's seat, since I'm slightly taller than my wife, obviously I have a little bit of less leg room, but it's still fairly comfortable seat. And first and foremost, I've got to say, I used to have the big seat permanently attached on this side. It's been here for the last almost 2 years since I've owned the car. And look, there are no markings on the leather, no nothing, not even on the headrest. There's a strap that goes over the headrest, but if you protect all these components properly, look, it's like brand new leather. The only issues that I have is, and there's really no working around this, is my daughter likes to kick the back of the seat. If I do remember, I do take her shoes up. For the most part, she keeps her shoes on, so she gets these things dirty. But as you can see, there are really no scratches on the back. When it comes to hooking up the seats to the car, obviously you've got these hooks. Every car has that. And if it's a forward-facing seat, of course, behind the headrest, you've got this hook as well. Before I attach the base to the seat, I have to protect the seat somehow, otherwise there's going to be a little imprint. Normally I used something like this, and I'll link it in the description. This product works wonders. It looks fantastic, but since I kind of forgot to buy one, I'm gonna use a towel instead. And this is actually a cheaper alternative, because this is a towel that I was going to donate, and in this case I'll use it to protect my seat. Attaching this base is actually quite simple. First and foremost, you've got to make sure that it's leveled. With this model, this is your level adjuster, and you always want to make sure that it sits straight on top of the seat. This particular model, see this level here. So when you put it on the seat, it's got to be in between the two arrows. It sits flat. That means we can safely put the base on. A friendly tip with these cars, the clip, don't put them in like that, put them in upside down, they fit better. See, clips right in. And then you want to apply some pressure and tighten these straps as best as you can. You don't want the base moving. And now, I hope I'm not blocking the camera, since this is a rear-facing seat, we can clip it in, and this goes to show you that we still have about maybe 1 inch or 2 inches of space between the seat and the baby seat, so we're good to go. I'm actually going to remove this seat and show you how I'm going to put this protection. This protection is actually very straightforward. What you do is you put it down on the seat, put it over the headrest, and there you have it. This is filthy. It's been used, like I said, for the last nearly 2 years, but it serves me very well. All right, and this seat I'm gonna attach from this side, because again, it's gonna be easier for me to show you. But attaching this seat, this is a front-facing seat, is slightly more involved, because it requires 2 mounting points. You've got obviously the clips that go to the bottom, and there's one strap that goes over the headrest onto the hook in the back. So again, this side upside down makes it much easier. See? Simple. And of course, and just like before, you apply pressure to the seat and start tightening the straps. It's nice and tight. And now we're going to hook it over the headrest. Before I clip it over the headrest, I'd like to put a piece of microfiber towel between the seat and the headrest just to protect it a little bit, because I am a bit anal. And then it clips, and then of course you tighten the belt. Okay, so here's what happened. It's actually a very common mistake. I've made this many times. When you do clip it, make sure you clip it to the actual bracket and not the plastic trim, because you're gonna rip the plastic trim right out. Okay, and then, dude, I did it again. And tighten it. Again, tighten it hard. Don't worry about damaging the car, because it's a child's safety we're talking about. Okay, so in the spirit of full honesty, this is me behind my driver's seat. I'm fairly comfortable. This is a racing position. I've got plenty of room to press the clutch in, brakes, whatnot. The bolster doesn't stick out too much, so I don't rub it on entry and exit. And now, let me show you quickly the back. But with me being comfortable in the front, this is how much room my daughter's gonna have in the back. 6 inches. So 6 inches of space between the back seat and the front facing seat. So this goes to show you that the F30 and F80 platform out there is fairly comfortable when you have 2 kids and don't want to give up that sports car that you've always wanted, which is this guy. Now, this is not going to replace a big SUV or a minivan for these long trips, but for commuting in the city or short trips, an hour away, I'm definitely going to be using this car because it's just so much fun. And to show you how easy it is to actually fit a stroller in the back of this car, here it is. Simple as that. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions down below. Subscribe if you haven't. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.